Hey everyone, this video is a fourth dream that I had last year, which is 2015. And I just made a previous video for dream 3, and that was when I was still living in my hometown. So this video is actually one that I had when I moved to a different state. And I moved to that different state because I prayed about a city of refuge, and the Lord showed me where I'm living now. So we're here, and things have been pretty well. We've had our ups and downs and bumps and stuff, but who doesn't? But ultimately, God keeps reassuring, Julie, your family is good where you're at. So this dream, I want to share with you, but I want to give some commentary about what I believe that was an interpretation of that dream after I give the dream. So if you want to hear that, don't cut the video off. Go ahead and just hang around. It shouldn't be too long. And just kind of, I would love to hear your thoughts. I don't need to hear your criticism in a sense of negativity. I mean, I'm open ears to hearing anything. But let's do that in respect, okay? Alright, so in this dream, I am in what looks like one of the soapbox cars, kind of like, when you have like the little races, the soap car derby or whatever. And it's literally a 2-seater car, and there is a man in front of me, and he is wearing all white, and he is got short, like shoulder length, really white hair. He looks ancient, and a lot of times when the Lord is showing me that it's him, he will appear to me in this fashion where I know it is Jesus. And he is driving this car, and we are racing around the circle in the city that looks kind of like New York City. And I see like the Chrysler building, and I see the new One World Trade Center, and I see the ocean off to the right, which is a little odd, but from where we're literally taking a tour around the whole city. And when we make a complete 360 and we come back to where we started, I remember seeing from what appeared to be the west, or at least to the left of me, I saw this great big ball of fire that came from the sky, and it was descending very quickly, and I saw a very large tail of smoke and ash behind it. And I saw it literally come down over New York City, and it landed in the ocean. And as soon as I saw it land in the ocean, the man who represented Jesus to me turns around and he said, "Don't worry. It's going to take about 15 seconds and everybody will be taken out. And then it will be over. And it won't come further than the mountains." Okay, so that's a little odd, but it's about to get odder. After the ball of fire, whatever it is, comet, asteroid, falling star, I don't know what you want to call it. After I see it land in the ocean, and I see the tsunami come and wipe out the whole eastern coast of the United States, all the way into like the Smoky Mountains, I see this large hole open up in the heaven. And the way that I saw it was kind of like in my peripheral vision over on the right, and it's over the ocean off of the coast of like New York City. But the way that I see the hole is like almost as if it's equal to my peripheral vision, so I don't actually see it as if I'm looking in a hole. I see the hole to the side of me, so it's kind of like I just see what would look like a line, but I knew it was a hole because I saw something step through the hole. I saw, as this hole appeared, I saw this large pirate ship. I mean, it was huge. It covered from the where the ocean stopped to way beyond where the sky even ended. All I saw was this large pirate ship. And it was wooden, and then I see out of this big hole this large giant step out of the hole onto the pirate ship. And this giant was so large that I really only saw him step through from his waist down. And as he stepped onto the pirate ship, his waist actually, once he was inside of the pirate ship, was as tall as the very, very top part of the pirate ship. So this giant was like twice as high, twice as tall as the pirate ship was. Well, I woke up from that dream and I was like, what is this? Now, here's where the commentary begins. I knew the Lord was pressing upon me to read Enoch, the book of Enoch. And I haven't read it all. I've read some because honestly, it's a hard pill to swallow at times. I mean, there's stuff in there that I'm learning. And at the same time, there's like, okay, God, you're really going to have to bear with me on this. But there is scripture in the Bible that talks about in the end times that it's going to be as in the days of Noah. And so I just kind of started researching Enoch, like out on YouTube. It was like all of a sudden I was kind of handed these videos about the return of the Nephilim, which are a hybrid race of the giants and the humans when the sons of God came in and took for themselves wives of the daughters of men. And they created a hybrid race. And, I mean, I can see that, but let's just be real. It's still kind of hard to believe. In reading Enoch, some of the giants were actually the fallen angels that were locked in the abyss. And we know that when the second body of the sky, it says that it's like a mass of land, basically, that comes as a fallen star, and it references it as a he, so we know that this is some sort of fallen angel that is coming down as this flaming fire mass of land and comes down into the ocean and unlocks the bottomless pit. And all of these demons or fallen angels are released from the bottomless pit. And it talks about them being as scorpions, you know, how they sting people for 5 months. I mean, there's just all this stuff, and it's in Revelation. But I'm sitting here and I'm kind of like, God, this is a little crazy. Like, what is this? Well, so all of a sudden I find out about CERN, and it's this large hadron collider that was built in Switzerland and France, and they have come up with this idea of antimatter, which is dark matter, and they have supposedly tried to recreate the Big Bang Theory, and they're smacking particles together to see what kind of response that they can get, see if they can recreate the Big Bang and prove that we are all just kind of like created. So I've kind of been following that, like the whole CERN. There's been a lot of people, a lot of Christians on YouTube that have actually had ministries to break down what symbolism the Illuminati have been showing us right in front of our faces through movies and media and things like that. And I won't lie, there is a lot of symbolism relating to the return of giants. You know, there's this whole, you know, I don't know, maybe y'all should just go check it out. I don't want to break it all down, but whether it's a giant or not, I know that scripturally it talks about. In fact, let me just pull it up because I don't want to just. Y'all bear with me real quick. Thank you, by the way. Okay, so this is Revelation 9, and it says, "Then the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fallen from heaven to the earth. To him was given the key to the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke locusts came upon the earth, and to them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth, or any green thing, or any tree, but only those men who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. And they were not given authority to kill them, but to torment them for 5 months. Their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. In those days men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them." And it goes on to say, "The shape of the locust was like horses prepared for battle. On their heads were crowns of something like gold, and their faces were like the faces of men. They had hair like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth. And they had breastplates like breastplates of iron. And the sound of their wings was like the sound of chariots with many horses running into battle. They had tails like scorpions, and there were stings in their tails. Their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had as king over them the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, but in Greek his name is Apollyon. One woe is past, behold, still 2 more woes are coming after these things." So, a lot of times in my dreams, I ask the Lord to relate them scripturally, because if you don't have scriptural basis in your dream, then you need to throw that away. Because you want to make sure it's the Lord. So no matter what, we can say, well, okay, that's just metaphoric, and I mean, you're talking about a man, John the Revelator, who had this vision, and he had it in an earlier time when they didn't have a lot of the things that we've had, and so maybe they saw these things as the only thing they knew how to explain them as. A lot of people that I've heard break down Revelation have talked about these scorpions might be like helicopters, or I don't know. But one thing that I do know that the Lord has told me is that he is getting ready to literally make his word literal and not metaphoric. And I haven't really known what that meant, but if I take God at his word, then I know that beasts are coming. So, here it is. I have this dream, and whether they're giants or whether they're beasts or whatever, I really feel like the Lord was just giving me some sort of dream showing me that this is the order of things when it happens. Now, I know that's the 5th trumpet, and a lot of people are saying we might be in this trumpet or that trumpet. I don't know. I don't know enough about all of this. I am not confident enough to say, oh, well, we're here, we're there. All I know is there's confidence in the Word of God, and I know what it says. So, I don't know, maybe you guys can have... I'm just reaching out. Maybe you guys have some ideas. What do you think? Again, I don't need negative criticism on here. You're crazy paranoid. I want to have some intelligent conversation, and I'll entertain that. So let's have some respect. Let's have some conversation. Share with me what you think, and let's see where this goes. And it is what it is. All right, bye.